The royal speech of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa during the opening of the fourth session of the sixth legislative term carried profound national messages expressing a steadfast approach to supporting the Bahraini people and strengthening their presence in the development process. The speech praised the Bahraini youth and their ambition and ability to achieve the nation's aspirations for a brighter future. More in this report.
The speech delivered by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa conveyed an inspiring vision that reflects a deep belief in the capabilities of Bahraini youth and their role in building a bright future for the nation.
ولا يفوتنا عند الحديث عن الحاضر والمستقبل أن نثني على سامات الكوادر البحرينية الشابة التي تحظى باهتمام ومتابعة سمو الشيخ ناصر بن حمد آل خليفة، ولعل أهمها الإطلاق الناجح للقمر الصناعي البحريني برمزيته الدالة على سلامة الخطط والبرامج التي تعتني بالتنافسية العلمية والمعرفية استعدادا لغد الوطن المشرق بإذن الله. فهؤلاء الشباب بإنجازاتهم العالمية يؤكدون جاهزيتهم للإسهام في قيادة الحاضر والمستقبل، ويستحقون فرص المشاركة في العمل والتدريب وتحمل المسؤولية لنحافظ على تواصل الأجيال في حمل رسالة الوطن النبيلة.
In a royal speech about the present and future, His Majesty referred to the renewable strength and spirit of young Bahraini cadres, highlighting the support they receive from His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa and praising their global achievements that strengthen Bahrain's presence in the fields of science and knowledge. The launch of the Bahraini satellite is a living example of this growing presence and a symbol that reflects the soundness of national plans that invest in people first and believe that scientific and knowledge-based competition is Bahrain's path to the future. In this sense, the speech expressed deep appreciation for a generation of young people who carry the nation's ambitions in their thoughts and behavior and embody the values of determination, creativity and belonging so that the people of Bahrain remain the most prominent feature of the development process.
The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, visited the exhibition World Bahrain, which will host the 3rd Asian Youth Games from October 22nd till the 31st under the patronage of His Majesty the King. During the visit, His Highness reviewed the progress of preparations and the readiness of all sports and administrative facilities, commending the efforts of the organizing teams in finalizing arrangements for the event. His Highness expressed pride in the teamwork and dedication of Bahrainis in preparing for the Games held for the first time in the kingdom, and emphasized that the event would reflect Bahrain's values and demonstrate its ability to host major international sporting events to the highest standard. His Highness also expressed confidence in the organizing committees and working teams to deliver an exceptional edition befitting Bahrain's reputation and standing in Asia. On behalf of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa visited several families to mark the festival of Diwali. His Highness affirmed that Bahrain, under the far-reaching vision of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the directors of His Royal Highness, continues to promote the values of coexistence, unity and mutual respect that have long defined the fabric of Bahraini society. His Highness noted that Bahrain has historically been a benchmark for regional tolerance, emphasizing that the kingdom has long been a place where diverse religious and cultural communities have peacefully coexisted. His Highness underscored the kingdom's ongoing commitment to advancing tolerance and peaceful coexistence in line with the kingdom's values and its proud history of cultural pluralism. During the visit, His Highness conveyed the greetings of His Royal Highness to the Muljimal, Kavalani and Thakir Nair, Batia and Sarpota families, along with His Royal Highness's appreciation for their valuable contributions across various sectors and their active role in strengthening Bahrain's cohesive social fabric. His Highness extended his best wishes to the families on the occasion, commending their role in supporting communities' initiatives and advancing cohesion and unity within Bahraini society. For their part, the families expressed their gratitude for His Royal Highness's continuous engagement with all segments of Bahrain society and to His Highness for his visit, which reflects the kingdom's deep-rooted values of coexistence and tolerance. They also extended their best wishes for Bahrain's continued progress and prosperity. Several senior officials were also in attendance. Owner of the Two Seas Motorsport, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa, affirmed that the team representing Bahrain has acquired a distinguished reputation on the world's most prestigious motor racing circuits, achieving top positions and best results and raising Bahrain's profile. His Highness expressed pride in this year's season, noting that these successive Bahraini achievements on international motor racing circuits embody the strategic visions and directives of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa in supporting youth and sports. The GT World Challenge Europe Championship concluded in Barcelona with Two Seas Motorsport successfully completing its European season, and the Endurance Championship with drivers securing an additional podium finish to confirm their Gold Cup title in a highly competitive category. The Speaker of the Council of Representatives, Ahmed Al-Msallam, met with President of the Jordanian Senate, Faisal Al-Faiz, on the sidelines of the 151st Inter-Parliamentary Union Assembly in Switzerland. He affirmed that they continued to enhance parliamentary cooperation and coordination and consolidate the deep-rooted historical relations between Bahrain and Jordan. Al-Msallam added that the growing areas of cooperation and partnership between Bahrain and Jordan reflect a continued commitment in sustaining development and progress that supports bilateral interests and benefits the two kingdoms. He expressed his pride in the remarkable achievements and successes achieved in the path of fraternal ties between the two countries, thanks to the support and patronage of His Majesty the King and the Jordanian monarch. Al-Msallam praised the ongoing bilateral meetings and exchange of parliamentary expertise, as well as the ongoing work between the Council and the Senate to discuss ways and mechanisms for adopting common positions. Bahrain's hosting of the third Asian Youth Games is a significant boost to the economic and tourism sector, particularly given the large number of participants and the large crowds that flock to Bahrain. More in this report.
Major sporting events, most notably the third Asian Youth Games, are an important tributary to supporting the national economy in Bahrain through the broad tourism and commercial activity they create, which enhances economic activity and diversifies sources of income. Bahrain's hosting of such events contributes to its tourism promotion by attracting sports and media delegations and fans from various Asian countries. This directly impacts hotel and restaurant occupancy rates as well as transportation and increases the rate of interest in tourism and entertainment facilities in Bahrain. These tournaments are an opportunity to showcase Bahrain's advanced infrastructure in the fields of sports, hospitality, and transportation. They reflect Bahrain's bright image as a destination capable of hosting major events efficiently and competently. This enhances investor confidence and consolidates its position as a leading sports and tourism hub in the region. It also affirms the role of sports as an effective tool in stimulating the national economy and a means to enhance Bahrain's international presence and introduce its authentic heritage and culture to the world.
The third Asian Youth Games in Bahrain continue competitions until the end of the month with sports such as volleyball, handball, karate and tekball. Bahrain continues its distinguished presence in the games, competing on the third day of the tournament in a series of matches in various team and individual sports. Qasim Abdullah won the first medal for Bahrain yesterday, winning a silver medal in the 51 to 55 kilogram weight class of the martial art of Pencak Silat. The First Deputy Speaker of the Shura Council, Jamal Fakhru, and First Deputy Speaker of the Council of Representatives, MP Abdel Nabi Salman, met with the Chairman of the Standing Committee on International Affairs and National Security of the Council of Belarus, Sergei Lenik. The two sides discussed ways and mechanisms to support legislative work and exchange expertise in artificial intelligence. They also explained that the legislative authority attaches great importance to establishing legal and legislative frameworks for artificial intelligence, achieving harmony between technological developments. And Lenik also expressed Belarus's pride in its relationship with Bahrain and affirmed his country's interest in advancing further cooperation and coordination with Bahrain. As part of the 151st IPU Assembly, Bahrain's Parliamentary Division delegation participated in a workshop on climate protection, health and the economy through reducing methane emissions. The Representatives Council First Deputy Speaker affirmed that Bahrain continues to implement its balanced environmental policies that combine climate protection with sustainable economic development. He also noted that Bahrain launched the National Strategy for Carbon Neutrality by 2060, which includes practical programs to reduce methane emissions in the energy industry and waste sectors. He also noted that Bahrain is working to develop national legislation to protect the environment and combat pollution and to enhance parliamentary oversight of the implementation of the National Renewable Energy Strategy, which aims to raise consumption efficiency and reduce emissions. During the 151st IPU Assembly, the First Deputy Speaker of the Council of Representatives and member of the IPU Standing Committee on International Peace and Security, Abdel Salman, affirmed that Bahrain is keen to support the ongoing efforts of international parliaments to achieve global security and stability. During the participation of Bahrain's Parliamentary Division in the meeting of the Standing Committee on International Peace and Security, Salman pointed out that the Kingdom attaches importance to actively contributing to and acceding to international agreements and treaties related to arms control and non-proliferation. He said that Bahrain is committed to international agreements and treaties on arms control and the prevention of the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction and all related agreements. Delegation from Bahrain's Parliamentary Division participated in the 260th session of the IPU Governing Council. The delegation reviewed a report on activities and programs implemented since the previous session held in Uzbekistan. The IPU Secretary General Martin Chongong also presented an interim report on the union's events and activities, including its financial position and the draft budget for 2026. During his presentation, the IPU Secretary General commended Bahrain's Legislative Authority for preparing a study and guidance manual on the governance and regulation of AI. The chairperson of the IPU's Finance Committee also commended the constructive and growing cooperation between the Union and the King Hamad Global Center for Coexistence and Tolerance. Shura Council member Dalal Al-Zayed participated in the meeting of the Standing Committee on Democracy and Human Rights held as part of the IPU Assembly. She affirmed that Bahrain is among the countries that support international efforts to confront and combat crimes that violate human rights, including preventing illegal adoption and providing protection to protected groups in accordance with international humanitarian law. Al-Zayed affirmed that Bahrain's support for the IPU's efforts in promoting human rights coordination, joint parliamentary action to protect vulnerable groups and ensuring justice and human dignity for all. She stressed the importance of taking appropriate measures to enhance the legal and humanitarian protection of children and groups affected by international crimes. Bahrain's Parliamentary Division delegation participated in the meeting of the Standing Committee on UN Affairs of the Interparliamentary Union to discuss the basis and mechanisms for electing the UN Secretary General. In his speech, Shura Council member Dr. Bassam Ismail stressed the importance of developing the process of electing the UN Secretary General. He pointed out that Bahrain believes in peace and in the role played by international institutions and organizations, foremost among them the UN, in achieving the desired development goals and projects. The Bureau of Young Parliamentarians elected MP Hassan Ibrahim as the Bureau's representative to attend the Standing Committee on Sustainable Development meeting and as rapporteur for the draft resolution to be discussed by the Standing Committee on International Peace and Security at the IPU. MP Hassan has expressed his pride in representing Bahrain in the Bureau and affirmed that Bahrain adopted an integrated approach to supporting young people through national initiatives aimed at building capacities and empowering young Bahraini talents in various national workplaces. During the workshop on breaking the cycle of hunger, addressing food security organized by the IPU in collaboration with the WHO and the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, MP Maryam Adhan has emphasized that food security is a high priority in national policies. She also pointed out that the Kingdom has made food security a key focus in its pursuit of sustainable development and the promotion of social stability and public health. She explained that Bahrain's national food security strategy represents a comprehensive framework for strengthening strategic reserves of essential commodities, encouraging investment in modern agriculture and expanding international partnership to secure supply chains. The Secretary General of the Shura Council, Karim Al-Abbasi, participated in the 45th Executive Committee meeting of the Association of Secretaries General of Arab Parliaments held in Geneva, Switzerland. During the meeting, a number of items on the agenda were reviewed, including the adoption of the agenda, an update on the latest developments in the work of the association, and preparations for the association's 11th annual meeting. The Secretary General affirmed the keenness of the General Secretariat of the Shura Council to promote joint Arab parliamentary work and exchange administrative and technical experiences between General Secretariats. She also reviewed the efforts of the Shura Council to modernize internal regulations and adopt the best practices in administrative developments and digital transformation. During the meeting of the Association of Secretaries General of Parliaments, the Secretary General of the Representatives Council, Mohammed Al-Buainain, announced that the Council obtained the ISO or the ISO certification for artificial intelligence in parliamentary work and has passed the international standard for artificial intelligence management systems in parliamentary work, which placed the Council at the forefront of legislative councils in the region and the world to obtain this international certification. He added that the General Secretariat of the Council also recently obtained the international ISO certification in environmental management systems, making it the first parliamentary general secretariat in the region to receive this certification. He pointed out that these achievements are the result of the vision and guidance of His Majesty the King, with the direct support and follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The Representatives Council held its weekly session chaired by the second Deputy Speaker of the Council, Ahmed Karata. The Council reviewed communication received from the government and decided to approve the referral of draft laws to the relevant committees. It also reviewed and approved 4 reports and referred them to the Shura Council. The session discussed and approved 10 proposals and decided to refer them to the government. The Chief Executive Officer of the National Communication Centre, Ahmed Al-Arifi, has met with directors of shared communication services. Al-Arifi emphasized the importance of continuing to pursue higher levels of excellence in line with the Centre's ambitious strategy for shared communication services driven by the efforts of communication teams across government entities. He said members of Team Bahrain in the communication sector remain committed to highlighting the national programs and initiatives that support the comprehensive development process under the leadership of His Majesty the King and the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He underlined the need to maintain dedication and quality performance to ensure the sustainability of communication operations with the highest efficiency. He noted that the shared communication sector plays a key role in ensuring integration across government communication. He highlighted the importance of enhancing coordination in the coming period and applying the best communication practices to enhance government performance. Within the framework of implementing the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to offer 3 job opportunities to every job seeker registered with the Ministry of Labour, Al-Hilal Healthcare added 63 job vacancies for Bahraini citizens to the National Employment Platform. Bahrain Ship Repairing and Engineering Company, Basrak, has added 32 job vacancies for Bahraini citizens to the National Employment Platform. Fakhru Restaurant Company added 30 job vacancies for Bahraini citizens to the National Employment Platform, and Ramaz added 18 job vacancies for Bahraini citizens to the National Employment Platform.